All right, welcome everybody. We'll call to order the Grand Forks City Council meeting for Tuesday, February 17th. Get a roll call, please, Maureen.
Weigel. Osowski. Berg.
Here.
Lensky.
Here.
Friedals.
Here.
Veen.
Here.
President Sandy.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Item 1.2, Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, item 1.3.
Mayor,
Yes.
I am here. It's just not allowing me to sign in with my name, so I am in the meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you. You got that recorded?
Yes, got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Item 1.3, Mayor's announcements. A few announcements today. Just want to give my sympathies on behalf of the council and the city. Just saw that Cynthia Peach had passed away, so just wanted to mention her. Longtime county commissioner, also spent 30 years at the Tri-Valley Opportunity Council. So I just wanted to recognize her and a job well done, a great career, and someone that definitely benefited not only the community, but the further region. I want to congratulate Sergeant Jason Dvorak on his retirement after 29 years. Through the course of his career, he trained staff on emergency vehicle operations, standardized field sobriety tests, CPR, AED, firearms, and more. He also helped organize events ranging from food drives to the annual police memorials. So he'll be missed, but I'm sure we'll see him around. I wanted to highlight Senator Hoeven was in town yesterday, really highlighting all the different money from the NDAA, and really highlighting a number of things from Q Station, Project Ultra, the base, Sky Range, UAS, Air Base, space development. Once again, things are booming in town, and we've got to keep that going. And it's great to see the senior senator here touting all the success. Then the week before, I had a great visit at the Tufte Manor. So saying hi, I got a lot of friends there that like to watch the city council meeting. So just told them I'd give them a shout out. And then we had the chamber dinner last week. The Shriners are also in town last Friday. So it's been a busy week. With that, move forward to awards, presentations, appointments, and proclamations.
2.1, Police Department Downtown Plan and Cops Grant Update.
All right, Chief Friedman, take it away.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. I wanted to spend a few minutes tonight and talk to you about our plan that I'm very grateful Lieutenant Moe has led. He is here tonight, expecting that we're going to see some issues and challenges in our downtown again this year. Although it may not seem like it, spring is right around the corner. And we have developed a plan that's based on lessons learned from last year, best practices, things that went well. And it also incorporates some of the good work and the much appreciated work that council did as far as some ordinances and support from the city and as far as some of our technology and overall capacity. So short presentation tonight, but what we're focusing on is public safety and quality of life. We understand in the police department that the downtown is the crown jewel of the city. There's a lot of business density. It's very highly visible. We want to keep it safe and prosperous. So as I mentioned last year, we're going to approach this what I think is appropriately with a three-pronged strategy: enforcement, education and engagement, and environment. Enforcement will take on very traditional aspects of policing. We're going to use extra personnel as needed, dedicated personnel when we can, targeting those areas that our data, our citizens, our own eyes say are hot spots. We're going to take advantage of the new ordinances that council passed, particularly the no trespassing on public property as appropriate. And we have a very strong data analyst and data guru in our department, Lexi Purdy, and she's going to continue to help target our resources. So we're trying to hit those spots that are most in need of additional traditional enforcement activity. Beyond that, though, education is a very important component of our plan. We want to make sure that people know when they can call, when they should call, what will happen when they call. Importantly, what won't happen when they call, or what can be done given certain circumstances. Really important for us to meet with our business community, our service provider community. Those meetings are already happening. Had a very productive town hall meeting last fall. It was so important that we're going to have several this year, the first coming up likely sometime next month. And overall, we're just looking for that increased contact on the front end, build those lines of communication, make sure that our business community, our service providers know we're here to partner with them. We want to work together on this, and we want to all be sort of rowing in the same direction. The final component is environment. Again, very grateful for the city to approve a remarkably capable system of cameras in our town square. This will allow us to better investigate incidents, monitor concerning activity better, and it also has some capacity to do warnings. So if it's 2 a.m, there could be a light flashing if there's activity in the park, or there could be an automatic call to dispatch. So we're still working through how that system will be utilized, but a huge improvement for the town square and the surrounding area. If we're successful, as we're successful in dealing, say, with an area like town square, and we deal with the behaviors and we push the behaviors out, those behaviors aren't going to disappear. So we have to be mindful of where they go to, where that splatter effect sort of, so to speak, happens. So we're going to be continuing to keep an eye on other areas and assess those areas. Do they need better lighting, signage? Do we need to work with the landlord? Whatever the case may be. And it's important that this assessment is ongoing. Just a quick snapshot. I know it's a busy slide, but a couple of things to note. As I said, we've already started this. Lieutenant Moe and his team have already been working with our service providers, meeting with people, meeting with our business community. We'll be building in a very clear response plan for our people. It's important that our whole team, my whole team, knows what's expected. We're going to initiate at some point. We're expecting in March, certainly if it's cold and snowy, probably not, but as the weather warms. And other things are going to happen in March. Like I said, we're going to have some meetings with the community, going to work with media to the extent that they're willing to help us message. And then as we hit the summer, we'll deploy additional officers. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And throughout this process, again, we're going to be out there. We're going to be working with our service providers. We're going to be making sure that internally on the department, we're all on the same page and assign our resources as we feel is needed. Any questions on that before I move on to my last slide? I know it's...
Any questions for Chief? Oh, please continue.
So I also, because it's part of this, our efforts at staffing the downtown, and again, very grateful to council approving the COPS grant for us last year. It is important for me, though, to kind of give you an update on that grant. And as the council no doubt remembers, our grant provides funding for officers 99, 100, and 101. So we cannot use the grant until we get to 98 officers. And as we stand right now, we're at 95. And a number of those are currently either in the academy or waiting to go to the academy. While we do have a hiring process going on right now, even if we get to, or when we get to that 98, and now we can do 99, 100, and 101, it takes a while to train our folks and to get them ready. So this is my way of saying I don't expect to have our dedicated downtown neighborhood officers in place for this summer. We do have other options that we're going to use to try to get consistent work down there. We are going to have officers down there. It's not going to have the exact same look as dedicated officers, but I am confident that we will get there. It's just a question of when we can get full staffing. So, and that's all I have.
Ms. Lunsky.
How long do you have before the grant expires or you can't use it to get to that 98?
Yep. So I believe it's 4 years, and we aren't required to spend the money. We have until the very end to spend it. So I think we'll get there, and we can choose how to spend it. So I think that council agreed it was like a 50-50, but we can front load it on our end. So if we need to push things a little faster, we can do that as long as we don't exceed the total amount that COPS offered and the numbers of officers. So we have some flexibility. Yep.
Okay. Are we doing 75, 50, 50, 25 over
Yeah,
3
we're
years?
doing it 25% incremental over 4 years. So mhm.
Sounds good. Ms. Wasowski?
Yeah, does the grant only cover head count? Then is that the purpose of the grant is to cover head count?
So the grant allows us to hire additional officers but it's also what those officers would be doing.
Okay.
So it was designed specifically to have downtown focused officers who would work in a variety of ways to improve the quality of life in the downtown.
Okay. You talked about cameras so do we as the city own those cameras that are posted up around town square then?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have other cameras posted up around the city for things like this, or are these the only cameras that we own throughout the city?
So there are other cameras that the police department has access to in the city at some of the apartment complexes, and I'm not sure, frankly, how it works with like engineering cameras and who has access to that. But there are other camera systems that we do have access to that we will use to investigate.
Okay, so engineering has cameras around our city then also?
That's my understanding, but I'm certainly not. I don't have a list in front of me, so I don't believe we are the only ones that have cameras. So
All right, I guess I would like to see a list of those cameras. I would maybe assume that they were the sensors that were put on top of our street lights, but I was told that they weren't programmed to do that. So I would like to know about all the cameras that we have, obviously not the apartment complex ones because those are privately owned, but I would like a list of all the cameras that the city does have up that we fund and maintain and use, please.
I would say to Councilmember Osowski, public transit has cameras also in the bus
Okay.
and at some of their facilities, like the public transit facility out in the industrial park, their downtown location. So there are other cameras that are required by the federal government to
I
make
guess
sure.
like not just cameras that, monitor the outside of our buildings. Those really aren't what I'm looking for. I understand that most people have cameras, up at their homes even. I'm wondering about, obviously we have cameras set up at Town Square. I wasn't even aware that we had cameras set up at Town Square. And so I would like a list of other areas that are monitored then by a camera system. I understand that, our buildings are obviously probably monitored, but as for more like public type areas, I would like a list of where all those cameras are located, please. So,
We, Adam, our IT director, will get those together
Okay.
and we'll disseminate the information, just making sure that we don't break any century code with safety and security of the community. I would also say that we intertwine with other entities, public entities in Grand Forks to include UND that also have, people should understand, have cameras on their campus that would also
right.
provide a visual of city streets also. So you should just be mindful of what you're doing.
I agree, but it wasn't my understanding that we had public cameras up. So, I understand that around our buildings and, I kind of assumed UND did, around campus, but as for just general areas around our community, I would like to know what the city is responsible for and what type and, how many cameras we have up and what we're actually doing with those cameras. So, thank you.
All right, Chief, just a question on subject here. Town Square, and I know Lieutenant Moe probably know this as well. We've got some focus there that can tend to migrate people, whether they end up in the ramps or down by the river. Working with the other stakeholders, are we going to kind of come back with a little bit broader plan in the end of how we manage migration of some of this movement?
yeah, I think that's part of our ongoing assessment. We have some ideas where some folks are going to go based on last year when we would apply more resources there. But I think that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on, and that certainly, as we identify those spaces, we will have to come up with a plan for them.
Perfect. All right, thank you. Any other questions for Chief? All right, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
2.2 Proclamation, Freedom Week, February 15th through the 21st.
Thank you. I do want to congratulate. So the Sertoma Club puts on a Freedom Week essay contest, and they received many more essays this year, around 120 essays. So they had a tough process of narrowing it down. They did finally come to 3 winners. So I want to congratulate Sana, Amina, and Gozim. They were first, second, and third place today, and we had that ceremony at Eagles Crest. So they did a great job. They got to read their essays there, and truly, for 5th graders, they did a phenomenal job. With that, I will read the proclamation, which I also read there today. Freedom Week, February 15th to 21st. Whereas Sertoma International, a civic service organization, the motto of which is service to mankind, has adopted a Freedom Week program dedicated to the re-emphasis of the values and responsibilities of people in a free society. And whereas Sertoma International has promoted the distribution of copies of the Declaration of Independence throughout its entire membership of clubs, and whereas the Greater Grand Forks Sertoma Club is planning to carry out special patriotic and civic activities during the 2026 Freedom Week, and whereas it seems proper and fitting to accord official recognition to this patriotic movement. Now, therefore, I, Brandon Boczynski, Mayor of Grand Forks, North Dakota, do hereby proclaim and designate February 15 to the 21st, 2026 as Freedom Week, and urge all citizens to support the objectives of this week. All right, that's it for item 2. Item 3, public hearings and second reading of ordinances.
3.1 Public hearing and second reading of an ordinance and final approval of request to amend the zoning map to rezone from Dayhud PUD Amendment Number 2, PUD B2 Shopping Center uses to Dayhud Amendment Number 3, PUD B3 General Business uses, located 2800 South Columbia Road.
Thank you. I know there was an online comment submitted by GK Development, so that's available to review if people haven't seen that already. And with that, I'm going to open up the public hearing, item 3.1. Anyone here to speak on item 3.1? All right, seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing portion and open up to council for discussion and or motions. Mr. Veen.
I just have a question. I was just going through the agenda again tonight or this afternoon, and a thought came up. You know, the mall, you've worked very hard to try to get the mall to get back to what it used to be, or at least move ahead, because it seems to be going backwards for a number of years. And my question is, it's nice to see somebody coming wanting to do something. My question, is it the right thing that we need to do for the long term of the mall? Because if we do this with this one, it kind of cements this for the future. You know, should we be looking at other options? I mean, just put it on the table. What would be another use for this space, in other words, because it's going downhill as a mall, and it's a bigger issue than just this one development. Because I like this development. It's been successful at Kmart. I mean, it's got some real benefits to it. It puts it to use, but on the same token, that's a huge area that's underutilized today. And are there other things that could be brought to the forefront? What have others done for revitalization or something for a space like that? And I just wondered if we shouldn't have a little bit of that discussion. I don't have a direction or any massive thoughts on it. I wish it would have been successful. That would have been, to me, the perfect thing to do. But so I just throw that out. If we should take a little bit of a step back and talk about that before we would step forward with this.
President Sandy's got his hand raised, so I'll go to him first, and I can give my thoughts after that. President Sandy.
Thank you, Mayor. I think, and Mr. Veen and I discussed this today. I agree with him having an actual discussion about long-term vitality of the mall area and what, as a community, we would want to see done there would be important. However, after spending some time thinking about it as well, I'd rather have a developer as part ownership there rather than the bank and trying to talk to a bank about what they might want. I think we move forward with this. In my personal opinion, I think we move forward. Give them the opportunity to move forward on their concept, but they'll obviously know that we're interested in potentially doing something larger or seeing a better plan for the whole area. And I'm sure that the Crary folks would be happy to work with us on a larger scale in that area. So I'd like to see us move this forward. And I'll make the motion for approval, Mayor, or have you done the public hearing yet?
Yep, we can accept a motion. We've done the public hearing, so we've got a motion. Do we have a
I
second?
second.
Okay, we got a second from Ms. Oselski. We can open up to further discussion. I personally agree with both of you. I think we would love to see the best possible use there. It's been sitting vacant now for, I think it's been a decade. We've seen deterioration in the external look of that as well as the parking lot. There is a lot of space in the mall, so I think there's opportunities for redevelopment, not just in Macy's, but throughout the mall. We're going to have to work with the developer. We can come up with a great plan, but ultimately the city doesn't own it, and it's not really our decision other than the zoning authority that we have to express what we want there. So I agree with both of you, but I do think something needs to happen to move this forward.
Yeah, I mean, I was mentioned to Dana today, if you go back to when the mall was first developed, there was a huge competition between what was Richards West on the west side of the interstate and this, and the public was involved, and ultimately, it developed the way that it did, which I think was the right choice for certain. But I think there might be others that would have input into this too. So I don't have a definite plan or whatever to go. I just would think if there's urgency, yeah, maybe we need to do it. If not, I'd like to take a step back. So.
Thank you, Mr. Veen. Any further comments from council? All right, seeing none, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion would carry 6-1 with Veen dissenting.
3.2, public hearing and second reading of ordinance to dedicate right-of-way and final approval of the plat of Grand Park First Edition located 6300 to 6800 blocks of South 20th Street.
Thank you. Same process. We'll open up the public hearing on item 3.2. Anyone here to speak on item 3.2? All right, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing portion and open up to council.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve from Berg, second from Veen. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously.
3.3, public hearing and second reading on ordinance and final approval of the request to amend the zoning map to rezone from Grand Valley PUD to Grand Valley PUD Amendment Number 1, A2 to PUD R1 located 6300 to 6800 blocks of South 20th Street.
Same process. We'll open up the public hearing for item 3.3. Anyone here to speak on item 3.3? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing portion and open up to council.
Motion to approve.
Motion from Berg, second from Lunsky. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously.
And 3.4, public hearing and second reading of an ordinance for annexation of Grand Park First Edition located 6300 to 6800 blocks of South 20th Street.
All right, we'll open up the public hearing portion for item 3.4. Please step forward if anyone is here to speak on item 3.4. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing portion and open up to council. Oh, he beat you this time. Motion from Veen, second from Berg. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. That's it for item 3. Move on to item 4, citizen comments. Any comments this evening, Ms. Lundmark?
I have none.
Are you sure? Anybody else there? No comments? That's got to be the first time in a long time. All right, we won't belabor it. Move on to 5, action items. Any items council members want pulled for further discussion this evening?
5.8.
5.8.
5.11.
5.11. Yeah, I know we kind of had consensus on the last time. We do have some members here, so there's further discussion on that. Any other items for council? All right, we'll look for a motion to approve then items 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.9, 5.10, 5.12, and 5.13.
Motion to approve.
Move approval.
Motion to approve from Berg, second from Sandy. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Dorstad, we're left with 5.8 and 5.11.
5.8, award bid 2026-1 water meters.
All right, thank you.
I don't need you, Mr. Hanson. Thank you.
Move approval.
Got a motion to approve from President Sandy. Do we have a second? Then we'll open up for discussion. Second from Mr. Friedhoff. Ms. Osowski, please.
Yeah, I guess I'm ready to vote, but just make sure you contact us if you're having issues with your water meters, because I've had a couple complaints where they've been misreading, and so please make sure you do that, but I'm ready to vote. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-1 with Osowski dissenting.
511, consideration of annual population growth rate for Grand Forks East, Grand Forks MPO socioeconomic study.
Thank you. And I did have a good discussion with the group after last council meeting, and got a better understanding of how the long-term effects are on some of these projections. So I feel pretty comfortable with where they're at. Mr. Veen, did you have any other
I
questions or
actually feel
follow-up?
pretty comfortable with where they're at too, but I know there were questions, and I thought if we needed to have further discussion, let's have that now.
Sounds good. Any further discussion on the item, or we'll save everyone a little bit of time this evening? All right, you guys did such a good job last time. We won't need to call on you this time. So I guess we're looking for a
I
motion.
move approval.
Motion to approve from Osowski, second from Lunsky. She beat you, Ms. Berg. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Move on to item 6, information items.
6.1 is the investment portfolio summary as of January 31st.
Thank you. Item 7, approval of minutes and bills.
7.1 is the vendor list.
All right, got a motion from President Sandy.
Second.
Second from Ms. Berg. Further discussion on the vendor list. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously.
And 7.2 minutes from February 2nd.
Motion to
Any
approve.
action? Motion as is from Ms. Berg. Second from Ms. Lunsky. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is approved unanimously. Item 8, city administrator comments. Mr. Field, any comments this evening?
I was just looking at Al back there, and I would just wanted to recognize Al Grasser has announced his retirement this spring after over 40 years, and have had the honor to work with him for over 28 years as Public Works Director and as City Administrator, and I know him to be quite dedicated to the City of Grand Forks. So it's been quite extraordinary. So Al has always put the City of Grand Forks first, and like a lot of us, and so he's kind of old school that way, where he's a company kind of guy and has done a lot of things quietly behind the scenes, just to make sure city councils don't know what goes on day to day. So he's been one of those guys. He's going to be very well missed by all of us, including myself. And we wish him a great retirement. He deserves it, and has given much more than he's ever taken from the City of Grand Forks. So just a big thank you to Al Grasser.
Thank you, Mr. Phelan. He's got a couple more meetings left, but that was very well stated, so thank you. All right, we'll move on to item 9, mayor and council member comments. Any comments this evening, Ms. Osowski?
Yeah, congratulations to Mr. Grasser. It was a pleasure getting to know you these past few years. And also, my condolences to Mrs. Peach's family. I got the pleasure of serving with her on the Board of Health and also the Airport Authority. That was very sad news to receive last week, but otherwise, I hope everybody is ready, I guess, for the storm tonight and stay warm. So.
Thank you, Ms. Osowski. Ms. Berg, any comments?
I've had some individuals reach out for us to reconsider the public comment period, and so I'd encourage us to rehash that at some point.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Berg. Ms. Lunsky?
Thank you.
Mr. Friedhoff?
No, thank you.
Mr. Veen?
Just again, very quick thank you to Mr. Grasser and congratulate him on his retirement. And I know we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Excellent. Vice President Weigel?
No, thank you, Mayor.
Okay, President Sandy?
Yeah, Cindy Peach, her passing really hits home, Mayor. She was a true statesperson. She did great work for the county commission, and she was a very, very nice person, and I will miss her very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, President Sandy. I'll echo many of the thoughts. Certainly appreciate the work that you've done, Mr. Grasser. I know we'll see you around, and just a job well done over a long period of time. There's nothing better than that. So thank you. Thank you for your
I move
service.
adjournment.
Item number 10, adjournment.
I move adjournment.
We got Ms. Oselski has motion, Ms. Lunsky has seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. We are adjourned.
Congrats, Grasser.